Hello everyone and welcome to the LangGo learning system. My name is Michelle and I'm the IELTS teacher here at LangGo. Today I'd like to share some useful information about the IELTS with you. Let's begin. In part 3 of the IELTS speaking test, the examiner will test your critical thinking and your language abilities. They will increase the level of difficulty until you are not able to answer. Therefore, you should be able to anticipate what's going to happen and come up with solutions. My lesson today will help you answer 3 questions that you will usually encounter in this portion. The first question is, what to do if the question is vague to you and you don't understand? The second question is what to do if you're stuck for an answer. And the third question is how to lengthen your answer. Let's tackle the first question. What will I do if the question is vague to me? Remember that almost all of the questions in part 3 are not so complicated that you can't answer it. The examiner will just test how you organize and deliver your answer. Nevertheless, sometimes you can't catch exactly what the examiner says, or there's a term that is strange to you. So just ask him to say it again and clarify for you. Don't do it many times. What will I do if I'm stuck for an answer? You have to come up with an instant answer unless you want to lose marks. However, you should let the examiner know that you're having difficulties with the topic by using some hedging expressions. When you use these phrases, the examiner can know that you need more time to think. Some useful expressions in this case could be, "That's a difficult question. Let me think for a second." "That's a very interesting question. Let me think." "It's very difficult to know exactly, but I think," or "I believe," or "perhaps." "I don't know for sure, but I would say." If you overuse them, your expression will become unnatural, so use them wisely to make your score better. And finally, the technique that all of you want to know when taking the speaking test is how to extend the answer. In part 3, normally the examiner will ask you for general thoughts on an issue, advantages and disadvantages, problems and solutions, and how the issue has changed from the past till now, and in what way the issue will change in the future. Therefore, you should practice thinking and saying your opinion on common issues like health, the economy, education, and the environment. There is no set word limit for a good part 3 answer, but it should not be too short and it should not be too long. If it's too short, you will have failed to extend your answer properly, and if it's too long, you may go off topic and make some unwanted mistakes. Frequently, I suggest my students try to answer within 3 to 4 sentences. Below are some tactics that you should know to lengthen the answer. Number 1, paraphrasing a question. Paraphrasing the examiner's question is the best way for you to develop the answer. You repeat the question, but with synonyms so that it keeps your answer's meaning the same as with the question. It is an effective method for you to have more time to think about the question and answer it naturally, but it still keeps your mind focused on the question. For example, the question is, what can people do to try and reduce water pollution? We can begin the answer like this. So, what can individuals do to ensure that water is kept clean? I think. Number 2, clarifying your answer. Many candidates assert their point of view but forget to explain why they feel that way. They assume that the examiner knows clearly why they have stated this opinion. However, it will make the answer much shorter and obscure. Therefore, let's pretend that you are talking to a kid who doesn't have any ideas on this topic, and this will help you confidently explain how you feel. For example, the question is, what can people do to try and reduce water pollution? We can explain more after stating the answer at the beginning. I believe the best way to keep water clean is to curb the use of water at home. The huge majority of water is used in the home for cooking, cleaning, and washing. Therefore, by reducing the amount of water we use, the government can preserve the water supply and keep it clean. By adding some reasons, you have developed your answer properly. Number 3, giving examples. Stating examples is an undeniable way to develop answers, but many students don't do that. They said that they can't come up with any real examples relating to the topic. If so, try to make one up, as long as it's relevant to what you explained earlier. The best way to give examples is taking statistics from recent research and news. For example, you are asked, have the modes of transport people use in your country changed much over the last few decades? Your response can be, absolutely, they have changed a lot in the past. Most people used bicycles then, but now large numbers of people use motorbikes. Let's take a look at Ho Chi Minh City as an example. A recent survey showed that 72% of people own a motorbike. The examiner will not ask you to present this survey or give them any proof of your example. Number 4, making concessions. After strengthening our point of view, we should admit the limits of our opinion. We can take some useful linking words like however or otherwise to make concessions. Some students don't do that because they think it will weaken their argument. In fact, showing that you are aware of the other side of a problem will strengthen your opinion. For example, the question is, to what extent do you think advertising affects people's shopping habits? Your answer could be, subjectively, I don't think that it changes the way people shop much. When people need something, they make up their own mind rather than thinking about adverts. However, there is still some influence if this ad is effectively delivered and appears densely in the community. Those were some common questions that students taking the IELTS speaking test should be aware of. Don't hesitate to ask the examiner to clarify the questions and express your difficulties in answering the question with some above listed expressions. I hope you have found this lesson helpful in preparing for your IELTS test. If you want to sign up for IELTS online courses at LangGo, click on the link below. These IELTS courses are designed to cater to individual needs and provide personalized learning pathways. Remember, like, share, and subscribe for more videos. I'm Michelle from LangGo Learning System, and I'll see you next time.